Good morning, everybody. It's foodie time. How are y'all doing on this Friends and Family Friday? So excited to see everybody. Hoping that you guys are having a great Friday so far. Go Live Together was still chatting when I last saw them, but I have a feeling that we're about to get a GLT raid. In any case, welcome. If you're here for the first time, this is a Connect and Grow chat, and you can type hashtag grow on this chat and it will show your link. Now, we have a guest today, and he has his own hashtag, so I definitely want to mention that as well, but we'll get to that when we get to him, so you'll know what's going on. But meanwhile, if you're here for the replay, please leave a comment in the replay, and you'll be able to check out the open panel, the live chat, at about 24 hours after this uploads, which, yeah, it usually doesn't take that long, but it is a good thing. You'll be able to see what's going on in the chat. Always a lot of excitement going on in the chat. So welcome. And you guys, I have a special guest today. We have been talking to him because he had just recently came back from his first Virgin Voyages cruise. And also he's a member of our Foodie Squad. The Foodie Squad is the membership of this channel. Exciting group. All of them are exciting. But we love this particular member because he has taught us so much. But anyway, I would like to welcome to Foodie Time Ryan Parker. Hi.
I figure since we're talking about Virgin, I'll put my sparkly hat back on.
Hold it, you're fuzzing out here, man. Look, wait a minute. Let me see. Now I think for some reason, you're just a little fuzzy.
Am I a little fuzzy?
A little fuzzy.
I don't know why. It looked fine on my side. Let me try.
It could be on my side. Anything is possible. Let me pull it out a little bit. Maybe that's what's going on. But anyway, Mr. Ryan Parker had just celebrated his 50th birthday on the Virgin Voyages. Resilient Lady? Were you on Resilient or were you on Valiant Lady?
We were on the Resilient Lady.
Resilient Lady. Okay. And I've heard him talking about it on Go Live Together. And of course, they have their own agenda going on a Go Live Together. So he really didn't get to say all this answer all the questions we were asking. And I said it would be a great opportunity for us to bring him on here so he would be able to tell everybody about this experience. So I have one big question. Since you are one of the three virgins that I know, you, Kiki of Team Maurice Travels, and Bill all have recently, and I mean recently, taken this first Virgin cruise. What is your thoughts about what people always say about Virgin being risqué?
I don't think it is. Not to the point that people are imagining it to be. Let's put it that way. Do they thread the line? They absolutely thread the line because you don't have any kids to worry about. So they absolutely thread the line, but they never cross that line to go into something uncomfortable. I would say the biggest thing that I notice is they absolutely make it a point to always say, don't touch anyone who doesn't want to be touched, and don't touch any of the performers. It's all part of the act. So basically remain professional, and it's all part of the act. I kind of owed it to like a Vegas style shows and stuff like that.
Yes, that's exactly what I think. I've been on Virgin a few times, and I also feel as though that a lot of people over-exaggerate the risqueness. I mean, probably when Virgin first hit the United States, it may have been a little more risque because I heard back then they had shows that were a little more risque and that type of thing. But since then, they have kind of tailored themselves to the American audience. That's my feeling about it. So.
Agreed. Yeah. So it's definitely, like within the first 5 minutes of Persephone, which was the show that we saw on the first day, it was like, this is definitely geared towards adults. They don't have to have the guardrails on there for the kids shows.
Yes.
But again, it never crossed that line to uncomfortable, if you will.
Well, cool. I'm so glad that other people are getting out there now because I felt like a lone person talking about Virgin for the last year, and everybody would just be like, "Okay, she's going to Virgin." I don't know what they were thinking. I mean, I'm not risque.
Right?
And the funny thing, Ryan, is that every time I would say it to somebody, they would get quiet.
Right? They're like, oh, you have an upside down pineapple? No. Did I see upside down pineapples? Yes. But again, it wasn't anything like I imagined all the talk to be, as far as, oh, you got on there, swingers and risque and this kind of thing, and they got little rooms that you can go. No, none of that. All lies.
And I do believe that you can participate in the activities on Virgin at your own speed. Okay. The reason I say that is because my husband, even though he gets on Virgin, he doesn't really participate with stuff. So he thinks it's the calmest cruise he's ever been on before because he never goes to any of the stuff. On Scarlet Night, he just kind of watches everybody go by with their costumes. Occasionally he'll make a comment, like we saw the Pope dressed up and stuff like that. He'll make a comment, but other than that, he doesn't really say anything. And then one time he did say to me, he says, I don't see what's so risque about this about this cruise. We have been on Carnival before. We have been on Royal. We've been on NCL, and honestly, I think all of the cruise lines have people that kind of stand out in the crowd. Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, as far as risque, if you want to talk risque, the most risque I saw was just some of the costumes, if you will, at the shows, where honestly it's nothing you wouldn't see on the beach. So you got a guy that's in a pair of spandex boxers only. You've got someone a female performer that's in a tight-fitting sports bra and tight-fitting underwear, if you will, that but yeah, it wasn't anything to where you're like, oh my God, it hurt my eyes. Nothing along that line.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've seen.
And keep on saying it's Vegas. It's the feather girls, the flowery Vegas skimpy outfits. That's kind of the feel of a lot of the shows.
And we missed most of that stuff. We really did. We saw mostly the 80s show where everybody came and danced. We saw the boy bands. We saw stuff like that. We really didn't see. We saw some of Persephone. And Persephone, like you said, had probably the more risque clothing than the rest of the shows. The rest of the shows were like acrobatic, and some of them were based on like music. So, so I really don't think, and even the cursing, if there was any cursing, I would say it was less than like the comedy clubs and stuff. Honestly, cruise lines in general have become more risque. In my opinion, the whole pineapple situation is on all of the cruise ships.
Agreed. And I would agree that the cursing was prevalent throughout like everything, even just announcements, but it was less cursing than you would see at an adult comedy show on the other lines. It was like just enough to make you get a chuckle.
Yeah.
About like, so the show's over. So what we're trying to say is get done. F out. That kind of thing. Just like silly stuff like that. Like little hints of it here and there.
Yes. It was just enough to remind you that you were on an adult cruise. I mean, that was the funny thing. So Team Reese, Kiki and Ray is a pastor. And they were on the cruise with us on Scarlet Lady. And I was laughing because I kept saying, I wonder what Ray is thinking. He said he had expectations when he came on. And he says he was glad to say that nothing, was out as far as he was, he was kind of worried about it. But some of the stuff is just really different. Now, I want to ask you, what do you think was the most exciting part of your cruise with Resilient Lady?
Like every day, Mel and I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. Oh my God, that's amazing. Oh my God, that's amazing. I would have to say and it's going to be hard to put into words, but just the feel and the vibe of the cruise was like nothing we felt on any other cruise line. Just like it's fun to be an adult again and kind of hang out and laid back and still being able to do, again, risque-ish kind of interactions with people when if you want. And the whole feel was just different than anywhere. And being on 34 cruises now, I think is what my number's up to. One of the coolest things was not having every hour, ding, ding, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, please go in. We're going to have a free charm. Go here and you can get free charm. Hey, we're going to have liquor tasting from 1 to 1. Hey, we're going to have this, blah, 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 blah. None of that. There were like 3 messages. Ding, go to your muster stations, idiots. Ding,
Which are in your room.
Hey, sailors, ignore this. This is for crew only. We're doing a safety drill, man over. Ding, it's time to get the heck off the ship. That was it. Yeah. Everything else were little pop-ups in the app that would let you know if there's anything important going on. So if you like those announcements, you're going to be sorely disappointed. If you hate those announcements, it's going to be amazing.
That's funny you said that, because one lady that I ran into, I think it was like the 3rd night, and she was complaining. She says, I don't know what's going on there. Don't make any announcements. And I was just laughing about it. I said, the funny thing to me is I felt relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
That was the thing I cannot seem to do on most cruise ships. I felt relaxed. I had moments where I actually sat back and just kind of watched. And I'm usually the person who's running all over the place trying to get to the trivia game, this, that, and the other. Right. And they have all that stuff. They've got some weird stuff, some karaoke that will just blow your mind sometimes, and pajama parties and stuff like that. But I was so relaxed that I actually sat on a couch and to sort of kick back. I didn't have a book or anything, but I felt like, okay, this is weird. This is weird for me. But you're right. It had it had at nighttime, at late night, it felt like a going out feel to it, like you're going to, a club or a fancy restaurant or something. But during the day, it felt like a homey kind of yacht feel. You know what I'm saying? You felt like you were on a yacht or something where you could just sit back and watch the waves and stuff. I mean, I can't even explain it.
Yeah. It was, Mel and I found ourselves more and more like on this cruise, just being relaxed. Like you said, a lot of times you're trying, okay, what can I do? What can I do? Where can I go? What can I see? We spent almost 2 days just kind of in our room, hanging out on the balcony with the little hammock, and she was binge watching a bunch of movies while I was on the hammock doing, PCAT work and stuff like that. But we just kind of chilled a lot this cruise. But like I said, the biggest thing was, and it's hard to explain until you actually get on the ship, just the whole feel and just the whole vibe and the feel of the ship just hits different than these other mainstream lines.
And, I want to say that people who have already got a preconceived idea of what it's like before they get on there, just try it. Just try it, if worse comes to worse, you can avoid everything. Ask my husband. He is, he'll go to the Zumba classes and stuff like that. He loves going to the exercise classes at nighttime. He would rather watch movies. That's what he does at home. So you can do as much or as little as you want. He was watching movies while I was out running around trying to capture content and, talking to people I had met and stuff like that, because I'm the social butterfly of the couple. Okay. So I was out having a good time. He was the one who was like, well, I'll be right here. You know where I am. If anything happens, you want me to be in, call me. Or
But the all-inclusiveness for the most part of it as well was another thing that was just like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Like basically the only thing you had to pay for was your booze, your specialty coffee, and like your health smoothie drinks. And if you wanted like a boozy ice cream shake, pretty much everything else was included.
And here's the funny thing is, as you grow loyalty in Virgin, those specialty coffees will be included because I don't talk
Yeah.
about this, but they do have a loyalty program. And when you get to Deep Blue Extras, which I have, I don't pay for specialty coffees in the morning, you know. So I get two, and then we get free laundry, and we get like 100+ bar tabs. So they add on liquor to you. I mean, it is really good to
I can
keep
tell
going.
you, Blue, which is what I am because I did status match as well from Royal to this.
Yeah.
Blue gets one free specialty coffee a day, and I didn't research that before I went, and so I figured my bar tab based on specialty coffees, how many we thought we were going to drink a day, and how many liquor we were going to have, and so we kind of built our bar tab around that. We get near the end of the cruise, and I'm like, my bar tab is still way too high from what we anticipated. And after doing a little more research, and it finally hit me when we actually went to coffee that morning right near the end of the cruise, the guy's like, oh, I see you're a Blue member, so you get our free specialty coffee. And then it like clicked. Whoa, that's it. Oh, we've been getting the free coffee in the morning. So 2 coffees every single day is not counted towards our bar tab, which then we did the Rum Explorers Club near the last couple of days. So we were really toasty near the end of the cruise. We had to, because it's a use it or lose it kind of thing.
Yeah, it is. It is. And they give you some bar tab. Now, some, and both of us are agents, so we'll tell you, if you want to try Virgin, try it during one of the specials where they give away booze.
Yeah.
Because that's what I did. My first cruise, they gave me $150 worth of bar tab. And I was just like, I had bought a little bit of bar tab, and then I was like, okay, what are we going to do with all this extra bar tab? Because my husband kept saying we kept trying to get rid of bar tab, and they kept giving us free stuff. I mean,
it's basically what happened to me too. After my Virgin training, I had the $150 sailor loot that you can get one time as an agent, and so we ended up using that actually to help pay for the spa that we did on the last day. They had a special on the first day when we were touring the spa, and it was $99 a person. And what you got was the 3 hours in the thermal suite. And then they tagged on top of that a 15-minute head and shoulder massage and a mini facial, a DIY mini facial and champagne. So for $100 a person, you got that and a full body sugar scrub or salt scrub that you did on your own in the mud room.
So, you guys had an experience, right?
Oh my God, it was amazing. The only thing that was broken in there was near the end of the cruise, this actual steam room broke, but you could still have the dry sauna. You still had the mud room that had steam in there, so you could double the mud room as a steam room if you needed it. But yeah, we had a blast.
I have not even experienced the spa yet, which is so weird. But, my sailor loot, you were talking about the sailor loot that they tend to give you, especially during specials and stuff like that. I've bought so much Virgin merch. Yeah. I've got hats. I've got shirts. I've got a drinking mug. I've got everything in my office says Virgin. And now I got a Virgin hoodie and stuff. So they give you stuff. For specials that come up, every once in a while. I actually advertised one of the Virgin specials on Thrifty Thursday last week that they start throwing in extra booze and extra merch and what they call sailor loot, which you can spend on anything. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. But what was my next question? Oh, yeah. You were talking about the food. So what is your favorite restaurant?
Gunbae, without a doubt. Gunbae. We didn't know what to expect going in there, but holy crap. It was just amazing and tasty, and the atmosphere in Gunbae was superior to any other restaurant we went to.
I liked Gunbae too, but I've heard people assume that it's a teppanyaki when it's nothing like that. It's Korean barbecue.
Yeah,
it's so good.
The closest, the only way you could tie it together is some of the food is cooked in front of you at the table, but it doesn't have all the flair and stuff of a Japanese.
None of the acrobatics.
None of that. It's just like most of the main or most of your appetizer courses and all that come out pre-cooked from the back. And then you have the drinking game to start off the whole thing. Gunbae, Gunbae. I won it twice. Mel went out her first round because she was still drunk from Bimini when we went there. And she the first round she messed up because her brain still wasn't there. Not drunk.
I tried to explain this to people and they just looked at me like I was crazy. But yeah, at Gunbae you have drinking games and Gunbae means take a shot. So guess what you get to do when you lose? Yeah,
you take a shot.
Take a shot.
Basically, the numbers 3, 6, and 9. And those, for whatever reason, I don't remember what he said the explanation was, but when you do the drinking game, it's a counting game. And if you have a number that has 3, 6, or 9, you have to clap. And if you have 2 of the numbers, you have to double clap.
Which is what messed me up.
The other one. So it'd be like 1, 2, 4, 5. And if you're 33, it'd be or it wouldn't be 32. You'd be for 32, and then for 33. And so that's the game, is trying to count one at a time, clapping when you need to clap on a number that's 3, 6, or 9. And if you mess up, then everyone shouts Gunbae and you got to shoot a shot of the liquor.
Yeah.
And whoever wins shoots 2 shots. At least that's what he did at our table. I ended up having to take 2 shots at the very end for winning both games on both nights.
And what is that stuff called? I forgot. I don't even remember. Uso, I think, or something like that. It's really strong. I mean, it's not strong tasting, but I tell you, I felt it.
Yeah, you feel it. Yeah, it doesn't have a bite going down, but you can feel it.
I was like, okay, so now I'm a little tipsy for the shower, just saying. But yeah. But my favorite one was the wake. I love the wake. I don't know why, but the wake, I always love the wake on the ship anyway. But I love the dock because it's sits back on the back of the ship, that little area that you go and hang out. And I also love the wake restaurant, and I love the steak there. So I always go to the wake as much as I can.
Yeah, the wake was nice. We did a brunch there and we did a dinner there. And the what was it? The crab clam chowder? I think it was the clam chowder.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It was beautiful. The presentation was amazing, where they had nice pieces of clam and it was fried instead of the normal just, sauteed or cooked. So there was a little crunch to the clam. But the way they presented it was the clam and the potatoes were diced up on the plate, and then they came around with the soup and poured it around it, and then you could mix it all together. Oh my goodness, it was delicious.
The concept of not ever touching food, you're touching scoopers, which I love on Virgin. Everything is given to you. You don't have a buffet experience at all. You don't scoop anything. Everything, even in the galley, when you want food, somebody has to give it to you. And I think during the period of time we went was right after COVID, and that was really good. A lot of people felt much more safe. A lot of the cruise lines had already started using buffets again, but they were still doing their, what I call food hall experience in the galley, and also all the restaurants. A lot of people can't get to the idea of all the specialty restaurants, as they're called, being included, meaning that you're always feeling like you're special, in my opinion. You're always feeling like somebody's bringing you food like you're at a restaurant. Yeah. So that is another feeling that I love about Virgin, is you always feel like you're being served. So,
and that will be our topic next week, because we ran out of time and Mel didn't want to rush the food aspect of the conversation, because I mean, everything felt like a specialty restaurant. Even the Thai noodles in the galley, and the panini pressed bread place, and on Bimini's Beach Club, it wasn't the normal, hot dogs and hamburgers. I mean, all of it
was Caribbean food. Yeah. And did you go to the poke place up in the top, up on? I went last time. I forgot this time. They have that poke bowl place up at the top.
No, we forgot. We went to the Thai place in the galley, but I forgot about the poke bowl place up top,
The food was good, but I forgot about it this time. I did take a picture of the sign and never came back. I don't know what happened, but something distracted me, but I did like it last time. So a lot
The
of
one,
people don't know.
the one thing for us that was probably a one and done was the test kitchen. Um, it was okay for the experience, but you know, it was an interesting culinary experience. I'll just put it that way. Some stuff was good. Some stuff you're like, oh, okay, at least I tried it. But
I always tell people that if you're going to go to the test kitchen, make it late on the first day. And the reason I say that is because the first day you will be eating so much food that by the time you get to the test kitchen, you won't care whether the food is good or not. You will be like, okay, I'm so full of ice cream. I'm so full of chicken wings. Yes, I did try all the free candy. Yes,
right. For us, it actually turned out okay. We did it on my birthday, and that was Grand Cayman Day, and the excursion we took didn't come with food. So we were actually pretty hungry when we got back. And even though we only had like 2 hours to dinner, we still went and got chicken wings and stuff like that. That is what made us be able to get through the test kitchen and not really be hungry because we had already eaten. We're like, well, this is probably going to ruin our dinner. But no, with the amount of stuff we tasted, we're like, okay, well, thank you for letting me taste this. Know that I don't want to taste it again. But
I did like the beef.
Yeah, honestly, the test kitchen for me, I liked everything except for the first one I had.
Oh,
the
the
first
mushroom
thing we had was because we had the one that was like a journey of chicken was our main meal, which was the chicken was really good. They had dark meat that was made one way and light meat that was made another way. But our appetizer was something with eel, and the noodle thing that they had, the consistency was just terrible. It was like you put it in your mouth and you're like, okay. Oh, what was that slimy thing that I just put in my mouth? Other than that, everything else was good. We had like a scallop ceviche was the next course, which was good. The chicken itself was tasty. And then the dessert was good. It was some sort of lemon, like almost like a lemon tart kind of thing.
Oh yeah, the lemon, yeah.
Or whatever. So overall, it was good except for that first course. But it was like, okay, I got the experience. Yay! It's one of them artsy fartsy. Design it with one little bite of food in the center kind of thing. So
yeah, like they bring it to you with the white gloves on, and you feel like you're in a lab. But anyway, the funny thing about that is when the experience I had was mostly from the people sitting around me, because on one side was a couple that had cruised a whole lot on different cruise ships. So they were giving us an analysis of stuff as we were going. And then on the other side of us was a couple from Carnival that had never cruised on any other kind of cruise ship besides Carnival. They were cracking me up. Okay. I had more fun in the test kitchen than I did in Gunbae because of the people that were there. It was hilarious. My husband was like, he would turn to them and then he would turn to the other couple and go, uh-oh, with no telling. I mean, it was loud. It was crazy. It was like Gunbae, but it was in the test kitchen.
Well, there you go. That was fun. Now, I can say all the little classes that go on in the test kitchen. Mel and I did the chocolate one, where we learned how to make chocolate desserts and tempering dark chocolate. And that was fun. That was like an hour and a half to almost 2 hours going through that.
I think I saw that. I think I saw it, but I really didn't do. And that's the thing. I was going to say, we're going to be on Virgin again, but I keep hearing about different experiences that I wish I had tried, but I know it'll probably be on the next ship we get on too. So I'll give it a shot then. But let me see. What was my next question? Oh, yeah. In the galley area, what was your favorite kiosk? We'll call it that.
I actually liked that Thai place that had like the Thai bowl with the noodles and the spicy, like a sweet and hot and spicy sauce with noodles, and the pork one is what I had with the like soft boiled egg or whatever that was in it, or medium boiled egg, if you will. Just the flavors with that was just amazing.
Yeah.
And you can't top the salad too. All of their fresh vegetables and fresh fruits were just amazing.
Oh yeah, I got a lot every day. I got fruit and stuff from them because I don't do that at home. So I decided I might as well get all the fresh stuff I could while I was on my vacation. So there you go. But yeah, the galley is an interesting concept. I remember the first time we got on, they wouldn't let you go up to the places to get stuff. They had to deliver everything. So they changed that quickly because the first time we went on was like a third of the people that were on there this last time. So it has increased so much that now nobody asked for it to be delivered. They have the little thing, little flag you can put up and have it delivered, but most people are going to the actual kiosk and getting their food now. So it's pretty cool.
That's what we ended up doing most of the time too.
Yeah. I haven't said hello to anybody in the chat, and there are people here from your channel as well, like Sharon Rowland. Hi, Sharon. Good morning. Welcome. She says, hi, PK Adventure Travels. If you're in Ryan's channel, be sure and type hashtag PKAT so it will show your link and people can go to your channel and check you out. There's Mr. Zach. I'm going to go through and do a quick hello to everybody. There's Tony of Cruising with Calandra and Jen. Hi, Jen. And Angie. And it's a few people, yeah. Nettie and JT, Cruz Bolero. Hi, everybody. Will G, good morning, Will. And let's see, who else? Make sure I get to everybody, but we have our full house. Danny. Hey, Danny, thank goodness. We've got the Supermod in with us. Also, people have been showing their membership thing, which is awesome. You guys asked me, what is that badge? That badge is called the open bar. That's why it looks like drinks. It's got a bunch of alcohol in it. That is the open bar badge. When you get to 6 months, that's the badge you're going to get. Now the drinks are on me. Sea Lake Journeys. Hey, Chad. How you doing? Coming in, Linda Montemare. Okay, we got a full house here. Dark Theme. Hi, Dark Theme. Keisha. Hi, Keisha. And Joe of Joe's Sleeping Slim. A lot of different people coming in. Travel, yes, we see. Hey, okay. I think I've said hello to just about everybody to this point anyway. So we're going to continue on. It's already, we're getting into the hour. Look, Ryan comes up next after us.
Am I clearer now? Because I think the problem was it was still doing my backup.
Okay, yeah, it's very clear.
I'm moving to a new online backup service that's like a fraction of the cost, and I think the problem is the bandwidth when I'm uploading that was causing issues with the video. So if I'm looking good now, then that's what it was.
No, well, you look great now. So yeah, it's very clear. I think I've said hello to everybody but Amy. Hi, Amy. 24 hours. Amy's going on the Resilient Lady in 24 hours.
Nice.
We are envious. So envious.
Yes. Mel had already made the decision. She said it last night. 2 days into the cruise, she'd already made the decision. It was her favorite line that we've ever been on. And we actually are trying to figure out a way, like, when's going to be our next one. And she's really, really considering Alaska because Virgin is now doing Alaska.
Brilliant Lady is, I don't know if y'all watched the commercial on the television about the Brilliant Lady hitting Los Angeles, Alaska. They've opened up a few areas now that Virgin wasn't in before, like New York, Alaska, Los Angeles, and someplace else in the Caribbean, but I think that's not new. So, but anyway, so, we have been talking about Virgin, and we've been talking about, how people should try it and all. Then also we've been talking about the promotion thing. We've been talking about everything on here lately.
Right.
But I got to ask you real quick here, Ryan. You told me the first time we talked about promotions that there is a downside. Everybody, we've been talking about promoting your channel through YouTube. In case you don't know, that little megaphone that they have on most of your videos is talking about promoting your video by paying for advertisement. by YouTube. It's not a sub buying thing, it's a advertisement. So they put your video or your playlist or your website out in the stream so that people can go to it. And there's mixed feelings about it. They did a show on it Tuesday night on Sherman's show, and Sherman was talking about how it's helped him, and Eddie was talking about how it helped him. And Ryan talked to us about it, probably about 6 months ago or maybe more. And at that time, we didn't have a chance to ask him a lot of questions. So he did tell us, though, there are some upside to it and there's some downside to it. So everybody's been talking about the upside. Nobody's been talking about the downside, right?
So the downside is that although you do grow for sure, not everyone who becomes a sub continues to come back. And so the downside is that sometimes your algorithm will push your videos to your subscribers first. And if they don't watch the video, then YouTube's like, well, then we're not going to push it out to the general masses if your own people aren't going to watch it. So that is going to be one of the downsides. Is you're definitely going to grow, and you're still going to have some of those people who do then become return viewers. Mm-hmm. But it's not going to be like, okay, I got 4,000 subs because I sunk $200 into this video, and now I've got 4,000 people constantly watching my stuff. You'll be lucky if 100 of them continue to come back.
Yeah. Okay. Kind of yeah.
So that is a downside. Is it can kind of mess with the algorithm a little bit, but it'll eventually level out to where, okay, you're still getting good traction. You're still getting your watch time after the fact. Because that's the other thing. The subs will count. From what all my research has shown, the subs that you get will count towards what you need. The watch time, though, for those promoted videos don't. So what I meant by it'll reconcile it in the back end is you're going to see, last week I had, let's just throw out a random number, 1,000 watch hours last week. But if 500 of those watch hours were from promoted videos, for monetization purposes, they're only going to account for 500 watch hours. So that's why if you look in your analytics on if you're fighting for monetization, because once you get monetized, I'd have to dig even deeper to figure out where it is. But you might see, okay, the last 28 days, I've got 17,000 watch hours. But if you look at where your watch hours are for becoming monetized, it might not be in sync with what you're seeing on the main analytics, because the back end is doing the verifiable watch hours, removing watch hours from promoted videos that don't count towards monetization watch hours.
Okay.
So that's why I was recommending as well to wait until you're already fully monetized. Mm-hmm. Because honestly, at that point, you've already got sustained growth from organic people watching your content. And now the promotions are just the carrot on the cake to have you chase that subscriber number if you want the coveted silver button. Yes, Mel and I want the coveted silver button. So we're still going to be chasing that to try to get to 100,000 subs, but not all the time. We're being strategic with what we put out there.
Yeah.
But that's why I recommend. Plus, if you're already monetized, you at least have a little bit of income coming in to offset the cost of the promotion itself.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm lucky
that you'll get watch hours after the views that then will count towards monetization.
Yeah. After.
I have been lucky that I have been tracking that greatly. The first time I did it, I didn't break even. But this last round, I did about, maybe $100 worth of promotions broken up among a couple of videos. And my monetization for that same time period was $150 more than I normally got. So I was able to make the money back for the $100 I sunk, plus an extra $50 profit. I'm still operating in the red, but profit, if you will, off of that. So I'm definitely starting to see a sustained and an increase in watch hours and retention of viewers coming back frequently, but it's not going to be 4,000 subs. Now I got 4,000 returning people. It's not going to be that.
Yeah, it's not going to be like that. Yeah, and that's the funny thing because I was looking at the situation from I've been trying, like you said, I didn't really want to mess up my organic stuff because I'm trying to track my progress organically. Right. And once you add on advertisements, then you've got this whole other entity that you can't really predict. Okay. You're just like, okay, well, did all them subs come from me or did they come from advertising or what, am I doing things right?
Yeah.
I did do a little experiment for those of y'all who weren't here that I did put $10 in promotion on one of the live chats. Now, I don't know how promotions normally work with live chats. So, this has been a full all the way around experiment. And the live chat was one of the foodie chats about 9 days ago. It was at 85 views. I added a $10 promotion, which is supposed to end by March 6th. And so far in these last few days, the views have gone up to 251 views. Now, I don't know how that affected y'all, and which is one of the things I had said. I was like, if anybody notices people coming to the channel more than normal, let me know.
Right? Yeah. And sometimes they come back into the live when you're promoting an old live. They'll come back to the new stuff. Sometimes they don't. So
yeah. So I've been messing around with YouTube a little bit anyway. Recently, y'all, I got to tell y'all this real quick. I had a short that didn't perform well. And I thought in my head, it should have performed better. It only had like 250 views. And in my mind, it should have had at least 1,000 views. I took it down. I put up another one. And yesterday and by this morning, it was up to 1,200 views. So I always say that with YouTube, you never know. It could be a timing situation.
Yep.
So it's always good to keep an eye on your analytics and kind of examine situations because sometimes it's just off and you may have to like take down a short that you just put up and it's not performing and put it right back up again in a different way, just a different time or something like that. But yeah, YouTube is tricky. But back to what we were talking about. I love your hat, by the way. When I saw you guys' outfit, I thought to myself, I really did not do this well. I needed to do a little more dressing up for Scarlet Night and stuff like that. So did you guys decide before you got on the ship or was this like a last minute thought?
Scarlet Night, other than the hat, we had already planned out the outfits we were going to wear. The only thing that I think we changed was I did bring a long pair of khakis, and I was like, screw it. I'm not dressing up that much. So I stayed in my khaki shorts with my red shirt, and then Mel saw these. And what I really wanted was a fedora. They had a sparkly fedora, but it was one size. This at least adjusts. And I have a small head, so when I put that fedora on, it like came down my ears and I basically had no face, because it came down to here because it was so big on my head. And I was like, that's not going to work. So we went with the Captain Sparkly hats.
I didn't see that fedora. I'm going to look for that next time I get on Virgin because I have a big head, so it probably fits me perfectly.
Mel actually went through like four dresses off of Amazon, ordering them. I don't really like the way this fits. Ordering it. I don't really like that red. It's not red enough for me. I had the hardest problem trying to find a bright red shirt for a fluffy gentleman that I could get in enough time because I had red shirts, but they weren't matching the red that she was getting. So I had to get a new red shirt to match her red.
Yeah, that's a thing. I didn't realize there were so many shades of red.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, we definitely plan to do the Scarlet Night because we heard if of any things to go to, Scarlet Night was the one thing you should not miss.
Yeah.
And it was very, very cool, very lengthy. I kind of chalked it up, when we were talking last night, I kind of chalked it up to a bunch of pop-up events.
Yeah.
That's like every little thing is someone's interpretation, like their own fisherman tale story on how Scarlet Night started. And that's kind of what that whole afternoon and evening is a bunch of these little pop-up entertainers where they're telling you a story on how Scarlet Night began. And this person's tale is a little bit different from this person's tale, is a little bit different from that person's tale. So your experience for Scarlet Night could be different than another sailor's. Because some things are in the main theater, some of them are out in the deck, some of them a cast or a happenings member has to invite you to, which we ended up getting invited to one of those offshoot.
Yeah, we got that the first time we went on. Yeah. There weren't as many people then, so we were easily picked out in the crowd. But yeah, I love the entertainers on Scarlet. I mean, on Virgin. Virgin Voyages, the performers, the bands, the singers. The singers have voices. I mean, yeah. I was not disappointed by the singing and all of the performances. I had so much fun in the On the Rocks bar. That was our hangout, you know. Jorge did like the On the Rocks bar, so we went there like every night. And so you could kind of pick out what you wanted to do at nighttime because there was all kinds of stuff going on. I mean, they had karaoke in some spots. They had live performances. They had the casino. They had stuff in the Manor, which is the nightclub. They had stuff in the Red Room, which is the theater. So, and that theater, by the way, was a very unusual theater because sometimes there were seats in the theater and sometimes there were people standing in the theater and there was performers standing up on top of stuff like go-go dancers.
That was the one thing that Mel mentioned was a slight drawback, but the show was so entertaining she didn't realize how bad her feet were hurting until it was over.
I should have went upstairs where the seats were. You know, there were seats upstairs.
Yeah, there were a couple of ADA seats around that balcony on the top for those who couldn't stand down there.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that until later. I kept thinking, okay, note to self. Next time, go upstairs first.
Yeah, one of those you got to rock back and forth every now and then. Oh, okay, my feet hurt a little bit. But the whole thing was cool as well because they interacted like well before the show starts. Entertainers are already kind of interacting and setting the mode and the mood of the performance, up to 30 minutes before it even starts by getting out there and a few people doing acrobatics here and there. And then people walking around the crowd, taking pictures and getting you riled up. And I mean, it was just, like I said, the whole vibe, it was just very cool and then well done, very well done for everything.
So at nighttime, you had to make kind of a decision on what you was going to do. Were you going to go out on the pool and dance? Were you going to stay inside and run around? Were you going to be sitting watching all these crazy people go by in outfits? I mean, were you going to go to the karaoke or to the theater performance? And for me, I had to add in the casino. So it was really confusing for me. I couldn't make up my mind which way I wanted to go. Or you could stand in your room if you wanted to watch movies because they have new movies on the televisions in Scarlet Night. So you can stay in the room and watch movies if you don't even feel like leaving your room. Okay, so or stay on the balcony and swing in your hammock. I don't know, whatever you want to do. So,
Mel and I did most of the big entertainment shows. We didn't make it to some of the smaller, like the boy band stuff, the 80s party. We didn't make it to any of those. We went to Lola's Library and Love, Love, Love and the Mind Mangler and the Misbehave show and the Persephone show and the Upcharge Another Rose show. So we did like those main, like the dinner theater show.
Dinner theater, yeah.
It was worth the $50 for sure.
Oh. Okay.
But yeah, we did all those mainline shows versus the pop-up 80s, 90s boy band, all that stuff.
My husband performed in a boy band.
Really?
I've got it on video.
Yeah, Mel and I went to the private karaoke rooms and found out, yes, we suck and are never going to do any public karaoke ever.
We did it 3 times. The first cruise we went in there 3 times. I found out my husband can rap. Didn't know that. I found out that when it comes to singing to one person, I get really shy.
Mel and I were just laughing like the whole time. I was like, and we suck. We're never doing this again, at least not in public.
But if you ever want to find out how you do in karaoke without everybody else watching, Virgin is the place. Go to
That's
the
place,
groupie.
which is why I was the one. Mel was even like, "Wow, you're." I was like, because it's a private room, just us. I want to test to see how bad I suck, to see if I ever want to do it. Nope, never want to do it in person. I might sound good on YouTube, and that's just me because I do have a little bit of musicality, but trying to stay in tune for an actual song versus me just ad-libbing something, holy crap. When I actually try to be in tune, it is terrible. I'm like those people on, what's that singing show? America's Got Talent.
American Idol.
Yeah, American Idol, where you like look at them, you're like, you only got here because of how bad you sound and have some comedy.
You are just going to be the comedy for the show.
That's me. I was like, wow, yeah. In your head, you think you can do it, and you get out there, and you're like, wow, nope, I suck.
I tell you, I didn't realize how much fun I had until I got off the ship. I was so tired. I went straight to sleep. Okay, I got on the plane. I was like, I said, well, we left it all out there that time. Okay. Yeah. So had a good time, but I'm so glad that you had a chance to come on and tell us more about your adventure. I've been watching everybody's vlogs and just thinking how much fun I had watching y'all's vlogs. Some of the stuff that I missed. Yeah, there was so much to do and so many things that are like, oh, we meant to do that and we didn't make it there. Oh, we meant to do that and we didn't make it there. But we're definitely going to go back multiple times. I just like the whole no pressure as well. Like walking through the stores, you don't have them, oh, come in here, we're doing this, we're doing that, we'll give you a free charm if you look. None of that. They were like, hey, in the store, nobody was there one time.
Come in here, you want to talk to me? Great. If not, whatever.
Nobody's trying to sell you a spa stuff. Nobody's trying to sell you a drink package.
It is funny that you should mention that, because when we did our thing and we did our little mini facial, she walked away for a minute and Mel looks at me. She goes like, how long before they start to push all those products on us? And I was like, I don't know. I haven't seen it up there. Maybe we'll be lucky and it'll be the same thing here. Same thing. It wasn't one of those. Now, everything we just used, you can get this for $100 and this for $150 and this for none of that. It was literally, here, there's that extra glass of champagne you wanted. Thanks. That was it.
Champagne. Oh yeah. Start off a cruise with champagne. That's all I can say. You feel pretty special from the first day. First day, they're dishing out champagne and telling everybody have a good time.
Yeah, and I couldn't find the little thing. I thought you were supposed to be able to somehow shake your app to get champagne, and I couldn't get it to work. So I don't know if I was in the wrong place. Mine one time. So when I had the app open and I was shaking it and it never popped up. So I don't know if they changed and you had to go to a special place and then shake it or what, but I couldn't get it to work. Mine
accidentally shook one time and somebody popped up and I was like, what? What? What did
I just order? Thank you.
But yeah, I think the drinks are good. That's another thing. I think the drinks are good too. And I did have a good time trying to get to different bars because that's a little complicated because I couldn't figure out where to go. I was going back and forth all over the place trying to figure out where the bars were. Yeah. But if you go to like the back of the ship, there's several bars back there on different decks, like the dock and stuff. So that's a whole nother vibe. The dock back there is sort of a Mediterranean thing. They even have a Mediterranean tasting back there, or a Mediterranean hour or two called Opa Hour that they do.
That's what we went back and we did that kind of that Greek timeline where you had kind of that Mediterranean / Greek food. We did that back on the dock, and we spent most of our time drinking at the Loose Cannon.
Yeah, the Loose Cannon was one
right there by the Social Club. It's up around the corner from the Social Club.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yes, and also there's one back at the dock. The dock has also got a bar out on the deck back there on the back of the aft of the ship, but it also has one inside that seemed to be pretty crowded on this cruise. The last cruise that we were on Scarlet Lady, nobody was at that bar ever, but this cruise, that bar was always full. So we were amazed. they had more live performances in different spots on our Scarlet Lady this time than the first time. So we had a lot of live performances everywhere, people popping up, and also bands playing. So anyway, I know you got to get ready for your next one. I'm already almost at 11 o'clock, but and I think I've said hello to just about everybody. Oh, TJ. Hi, TJ. Okay, I'm still looking to see who else may have popped in. Like I said, be sure to type hashtag grow if you're in my show channel. And if you're in Ryan's channel, be sure to type hashtag PKAT for PCAT. Okay. And that will show your link. Linda Montemeyer, hi.
I'm going to show you guys a preview of what I'll show next week on our show.
Oh, cool. Yeah, let's please do that.
That's a shot glass that you can get from the Loose Cannon. And they have something called the Rum Explorer Club, that they have 5 different rums. And if you taste all 5 of them, you get the little Rum Explorer pin. And so when we were near the end of the cruise and we realized we had a whole hell of a lot more bar tab than we thought, we went to James at the Loose Cannon and we started the Rum Explorer expedition and had him bartender's choice on what to make with the different rums. And so we did it over the last 2 days. We both had 5 different, and they're like $13 to $15 a shot. So again, it's not a cheap thing, but when you're at the end of the cruise and you still have $300 worth of a bar tab that you need to drink, fine, we're going to do the rum exploration.
We're taking it
up. And so we did that. And yeah, this is one of the shot glasses you could get with one of the drinks there, which was cool. So
yeah, we talked about that earlier in case you missed it, that sometimes you're getting free stuff and you don't know because you're not getting any tickets or anything. So you don't know that they're giving you free stuff.
But it's like those little things. Like I said, it's the vibe. The little thing that, hey, it's not advertised, but if you look at the menu, you see a little thing that says, hey, become a rum explorer and get a secret prize if you finish all 5 of these during the time of your cruise. So if you tasted all 5 different rums throughout your cruise and you got a little punch card for every one that you had, then you could trade it in at the end and get a little secret prize, aka a Rum Explorer pin.
Well, that's awesome. Given the bar tab is usually more than people can drink, usually, because they add on an extra amount depending on how much you bought in the first place. And then you're not knowing when you're getting free stuff. So it's weird stuff. So I realized in the test kitchen, I could have got the 5 drinks or whatever, a drink with every tasting or whatever it was. I would have been totally wasted. I would have been wasted by the end of that. And every restaurant has their own menu of drinks. So I didn't try out many. I think I tried out one in pink agave, I want to say.
Yeah. We had the margaritas in pink agave. I mean, it's a Mexican place. You got to have the margaritas. Yeah. So we tasted those. I had mine strawberry with sugar on the glass. Mel had the original with salt on the glass, and they were both delicious.
So remember that when you have extra bar tab, you can take it up another level. You can get some really good premium bubbles at the bubble place. What's the name of the bubble place? They have
the sip bar, I think is what it is.
It's a champagne bar.
Champagne bar, yeah.
You get your Moet, not Moet. What's that stuff called?
Moët or Monet or something.
You get all your bubbles and that whole crew of people sitting in there too, by the way.
Yeah.
It was always packed. Another place that people like to stay.
Gunbae, you can get sake. And here's something I didn't realize, which makes me want to get a Mega Rockstar studio altogether. We ended up on the first day at Gunbae getting placed with a guy who was in the Mega Rockstar suite, and his wife was not feeling well, so she didn't come to Gunbae. And he's like, I wasn't expecting to get the upgrade, kind of like me going from a regular to a balcony. He had a balcony and put in for a Mega Rockstar and won the bid. And it comes with like a certain dollar amount every single day that you can spend, I guess, at other locations, not in your room. And so he was like, I got this bottle of sake only because it was the most expensive thing on the menu, and it's a use it or lose it today. So he got us an $85 bottle of sake that everyone at the table got to have.
Aw, that's
It was
nice.
very nice and very smooth. But yeah, things like that. Like you said, you got a bar tab. You can try specialty drinks in the restaurants that aren't available outside at the regular bars.
Cool. You guys, this has been a great hour talking with Ryan. Ryan comes here every day. Thank you, Ryan. And we don't really get to talk. So I'm really glad to be able to talk to you. Like I said, I got 3 virgins. And Ryan's no longer a virgin.
As Melly said, we popped our virgin cherry on Virgin for the first time, the resilient lady.
And then Team Reese, they were virgins. She's coming
So
on.
I had to keep it, even though they like to do, the whole recycling thing. I was like, well, it's my first time. I need a memento for my first time. Uh-oh, someone else got one too. There you go. That is the magic.
The first one I got said I was naughty. This one just says seize the day.
Mine says make a splash.
Okay. Yeah, so you're supposed to probably recycle these, but you can tell a lot of people keep them for souvenirs.
Yep.
And I'm just going to say thank you for coming on, sweetie. You were so awesome. And don't be a stranger. We'd love to have you as a guest again for sure.
Sure.
And I like friends and family because, like I said, we talk to each other every day, but we don't really get to talk. we kind of chat at each other. So, Ryan's coming on next, by the way, at 11:30. His fish tank bar with the fishies. That catfish, dude.
He got big. So is that pleco. That pleco is almost half the height of the tank when he stretches out completely.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, they are getting big.
Are you going to have to get a new tank, or are you going to have to put them in another tank? What's going to happen?
Well, I'm going to monitor them. Right now, the size is right where they need to be for this size tank. If they get bigger, what I might end up having to do is basically bag them up and take them back to the fish store where I bought them. And I can trade in and get a store credit and then turn around and buy smaller ones to put it back in the tank and let them grow up.
You might get rid of Caddy. I've gotten so used to him.
I don't want to, but I hope Caddy stays that size because he's a good size. But one thing I am going to buy is a new log, a new hollow log, because both of them like the dark, and they're fighting over the one log I have because they're both so big. So I'm going to get another hollow log, and I'm going to rearrange all the rocks to get that put in there. So now I have 2 spaces that they can hide independently. So.
Did you type your thing in there, or Danny's in there? Danny, could you? I'm always bugging poor Danny, so she's probably already done it. But if you can, sweetie, please type in Ryan Parker's link for us, so that people can go there at 11:30 or whenever Ryan pops in. Sometimes he pops in before 11:30 since we're going to get out of here fairly early. Hi, Camille. How you doing? And Dave, be sure to type #grow. I know he's trying to grow. Thank you. Coming in. Yeah. So everybody, thank you guys for coming in. Be sure to check out Ryan. He's also PK Adventure Travels, which comes on
Thursday nights.
Thank you.
7:00 Eastern time.
7:00 Eastern time. And as you can tell, Ryan knows a lot of information, and he has some pretty good vlogs on his channel about doing different things. Like, what are some of the things that you've got on your channel that explain stuff? Because I know you've got a few.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got a message from work. What was that?
I'm sorry. Yeah, he's also working.
Yeah. What was that you just said?
I was just saying that you have a few vlogs on your channel about doing things, like how to do certain things. You have some how to do things. He has how to do food. He has how to do technical stuff.
There's a couple of lives for, promotions and Opus Clip. That one was available to the public. There's another one just for members only. I did a member only live that had to do with what was that I had to do with? I think, it was ChatGPT and SEO.
SEO,
And how to do that to get the right words in the right places to get picked up by the algorithm. So that was a member only one.
Mm-hmm. And he has tried a lot of stuff, and he's pretty good size. What is your number now? What is your number of subscribers on your PK Adventures?
On the PK Adventure account, I want to say I'm just shy of 17,000 right now. Let me pull up. Yeah, it looks like I am 16,873 right now.
Okay.
And my watch hours for the last year, just looking at everything, is about 19,600. So almost 20,000 watch hours.
Wow. Okay. And you only need 4,000 to be monetized, y'all. So he could probably dole out some for the rest of us, right?
Yeah. I mean, what you look for is what they call evergreen content, something that's always relevant that somebody can watch, and it's going to be relevant for a very long time. For us, ship tours, room tours are relevant because even if they do refreshes and updates, you're still getting the basic concept of what the ship looks like. So that for us seems to be a lot of our evergreen content is ship tours and room tours.
For me, it's casino tours and stuff because people always look for that stuff. So when you're looking in your analytics and you're seeing your audience, look for how the people found you. Okay. They may have found you from, group, browse features, but you want search. You really do. You want a high search number on your videos. That means people are putting in information to find you, and they're finding you, which, like he said, makes that evergreen content. And, tours are something that everybody searches for. So
surprisingly, I have two that are still popular today, and I have no idea why. One of them is my vlog for Antigua when we were doing the Southern Caribbean, and we stopped by there. I guess it's not a very cruised to port, and so people are looking for that information, and there's not a lot out there, so it's still getting hits.
Yeah, I'm one of those people, by the way, Ryan. I looked up Antigua to find out who was going to Antigua.
Yeah. So that's one, and another one was a excursion in Cozumel called X-Rail to Jade Cenote that actually I didn't go to. It was one when CJ and Christine were doing stuff with the channel. They had borrowed my GoPro and filmed. It was like a four-wheeler or side-by-side dune buggy, if you will, through the jungles to a cenote where you could kind of cliff dive off into it. That one still gets a lot of hits as well. Yeah. People interested in that kind of tour.
I call those the accidental keywords.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't know that they're going to hit so hard, but then people start searching for them. And next thing you know, you're like, all these people are coming to your channel just to see what it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, I'm going to let you go, honey, so you can go get ready for your next, or at least get some food and something before your next.
That's right. I got to get the fishy tank ready. I got to move all the cameras around and close the shade because of all the reflection. I mean, it is literally a chore to get it set up to show that, just because of glass is reflective, people. So trying to shoot a fish tank on reflective glass, I have to make sure the lighting's all just right so you don't see my ugly mug reflected reverse in the fish tank glass.
Okay, behind the scenes. You need to do a behind the scenes video. Show us what it's like, because we have no
clue. Right. Because, I mean, here you go. You guys can see a little bit of money. So that's the one for the baby fish right there that I have to move around. And then
that's a big tank.
I've got to close the shade, and then I'm going to have to close that door because the windows from over there that you can see, you can't really see, but let me see. There you go. Those windows reflect off the glass on the angle that I have to shoot to get them in. It's so funny. I'm like,
I had no idea that tank was that size.
Yeah, it's 125 gallons, so it's what, 6 feet long basically, and
Okay.
about like maybe 3 feet high, 2.5 feet high, maybe, and 6 feet long.
Okay.
125 gallons.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
why his size is still okay, because there's still a lot of room in there. But if
Yeah,
they get
okay.
too much
Well,
bigger,
yeah, now that I've seen that, I can see that he's got a little bit of space. Yeah,
yeah.
that's good.
So, but anyway, thanks for the invite. I really appreciate it.
Well, like I said, you're the first of the virgins that I'm going to interview, but we really definitely wanted to hear what you had to say. Because look, you and Kiki are the most excited. Bill's going to be funny if I can get Bill on here because he's
Right.
just now really deciding. Yeah, he loves Virgin, but when he first got on, he was like, I don't know.
Yeah, when I watched his first live at the end and stuff as well, he was like, there were some pluses and there were some minuses, and yeah, there were very, very few minuses, but there were definitely a couple of things like availability of getting into shows. They're very small venues, and the popular shows, even 45 minutes in line was not enough time to actually get a seat because of how small the venue was. It was standing room only. And getting from the dock to Bimini, they only had 2 trams going. So you got, over 2,000 people on a tram that holds 100 people. And so we were waiting in line for 30 minutes, and it wasn't super hot, but I can only imagine how terrible that is during the summer.
We came back on a personal ride.
Yeah.
When we came back, I don't know about y'all, but this guy.
I almost thought thinking $85 for a golf cart would have been, in the end, would have been a good thing to do. And then you just zip wherever you want to go.
Yeah, he came through, picked us up, did all the things he needed to do. I was like, wow, that was good. So we tipped him, we got out.
We were okay getting back because they stay so long in ports.
Yeah.
We actually had Gunbae earlier that night because it was the last night of the cruise, and we had to back it up to be like the first sitting because we had the spa therapy that started at 7 p.m. So we left around 2:30 to get back on the ship, even though we were there until like 5:30, because 5:30 is when our dinner was. So we didn't have a long wait to get back since we were going so early.
We talked about you on your birthday.
We're
glad you enjoyed your birthday. We could tell you enjoyed your birthday. So.
It was fun. It really was. We had a blast.
Well, go on, dear. Go on and get your stuff started. I'm going to just roll everybody out of here now and just tell everybody, hi, we're going to be here Monday.
All right. See everybody later. Thanks again, Vicki. We'll see whoever wants to look at the fishies in a little bit.
Yes. Be sure to go check out Ryan Parker Studios at 11:30 Eastern Time to see the Fish Take Live. Okay. And you guys, thank you for coming. I know I didn't really get a chance to talk with you. That's the only thing about when we talk to each other. We don't really get a chance to talk to the chat. But be sure and come on Monday and let us know what you thought about the Virgin discussion. That would be nice. And also, if you want to see everybody else's chat, the good news is you can open the panel in 24 hours and just go through and see the whole thing, chat and all. I'll probably be doing that, by the way, just to see what I might have missed. But thank you guys for coming. And I will be leaving here with a end stream. Will give you a chance to type #grow or #PKAT to show your channel link. See you guys in the streams. Talk to you later.